Okay, Marquise Taylor here again today with another valuable lesson. So today I want to discuss the fact that you'll never be completely ready for anything. Flat out. Just doesn't exist. Get it out your head if you do have it in your head. I know this seems pretty obvious, but let me explain deeper. Um, Complete preparation does not exist, and it's like that by design because our Tony Robbins has says that there's six human needs. One of the human needs is certainty. We need some degree of certainty. That's why people love having paychecks every 2 weeks. But we also need some degree of uncertainty or variance. So I'll just tell you the other four human needs, but right now we're going to just focus on variance. So the first one is certainty. Second one is variance or uncertainty. The third one is significance. We need to feel significant, like for what we do, like a sense of meaning. Love slash connection, love and connection, some like connection with people. We need a sense of growth, like we need to grow. We need to be growing in our field or growing with our relationships or growing with our knowledge base and where we've been in life. And then contribution, that's number six. Those are like we have to contribute to people. This is what Tony Robbins says the six human basic needs. And I'll talk more about that in a different video, but right now we're going to focus on variance, the necessity for, change. Our brain needs that or else we're going to be bored. If we were perfect and we knew how everything was, life would have really no, you'd be surprised how boring life would be. I'm pretty sure we've all had a moment where we've been bored out of our minds, knowing exactly what's going to happen, going through the same things, and it's just not very pleasing. Um, and to add on to this whole concept of you're never going to be fully prepared for things, that does not, that shouldn't scare you, should encourage you, because that means there's room for growth. That means there's room to learn and expand and grow, just like that goes with growth, the fifth, the first human need from Tony Robbins. What I'm trying to get to ultimately is saying to you that we need to commit first and figure out the rest later. So if we get, a lot of us get the how we need to do something out of the wrong order. We want to focus on how to do something before we've committed to doing it. And that's very backwards. Like when we learned to walk, we had no concept in our brains that told us, I don't really want to learn how to walk. We didn't have that barrier. We literally just did it until we learned how to walk. That was it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. We were going to walk. Our brains didn't have that concept. And as we get older, we start to have these barriers in our place, and we have to fully commit to stuff. So Grant Cardone says, commit first, figure out the rest later. Grant Cardone literally has landed like interviews on TV in New York City, committing to them before ever knowing how he was going to make it work, because he already had all these different things happening, book things were here and there, but he committed first, figured it out how later, and it had a lot to do with his blowing up and his success as a businessman. So this was talked about in his book, The 10X Rule, commit first and figure out how later. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that I've used that so many times in my life when it comes to approaching, women, or when it comes to business, when it comes to traveling. I went to Iceland last year. It was my friend actually got a ticket to go there, and she posted on her story, and I was like, well, that's in 11 days. Should I buy this ticket to go to Iceland or not? I don't think I have enough time to prepare for that. I bought it anyways. And it ended up being a phenomenal journey. I was there for 5 days. I climbed up like glaciers. I saw geysers. I was in a city that literally its sun didn't go down. I was there 5 days and the sun was up. There was sunlight the whole time. So I had a lifelong experience I'll never forget, because I was willing to commit first and figure out how later. See what I'm saying? Commit first to creating this business, and you'll figure out how later. Now, to a degree, you want to have certain things done, and you have to decide and figure out how that works. But I'm learning more about growing in business and as a person and relationships and all of that, because I've committed to growth. Committing to growth and figuring out how along the way. My reasons for why I'm committing are greater than myself. and so it makes it significantly more easy. It's just easier. So just know that complete preparation does not exist. So people try to want to be prepared before they do stuff, and it takes too long. It takes way too long. Like uh, it, it slows the process down. All it does is slow the process down. By committing to doing it, you can figure out how faster, because you've committed, you've taken a step, you've actually moved. And now that you've moved, you're like, well, man, let me try to do the next thing, next new thing. Let me do the next thing. And next thing you know, you're so far along, you don't want to regress and lose the momentum, so you keep doing it. That happens to people who are in the gym all the time. They're in the gym for a week, and next thing you know, it's a month, and next thing you know, it's 6 months, and then it's a year, and then they're like, look at all this progress I've made. I don't want to lose all this progress. I want to stay strong. So it becomes a lifelong commitment for them to be in the gym. For a vast amount of people, not everybody, but a lot of them. So just know that full preparation does not exist. Our brain literally needs a degree of variance to survive and function. That's one of the things why business is so attractive, because it has variance, a lot of variance. And then we have to commit first and figure out how later. That's just how that's the way the world works. We never knew how to, you know, do a great deal of things in our life. And when you look back at it, we didn't know how to walk, we didn't know how to talk, we didn't know how to tie our shoes, we didn't know how to drive, we didn't know how to put our clothes on, we didn't know how to do so many things that when we become parents, we don't know how to be a good parent. Like we have somewhat of an idea, but until we become a parent is when we truly can learn and understand it. And I'm not a father. I've helped raise my sisters. My sisters are like 16 years younger than me, so like I was there from the beginning with them, but I'm not an actual like father who's raised my own children. But I'm just saying, you got in life, even in I'm not an expert in marriage, but I can tell you for a fact, you're gonna when people commit to marriage, they don't know exactly how everything's gonna work. You're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna be fully prepared. You just gotta commit and figure out as you go along. So thanks for watching. Just know that don't let the fear of not knowing how prevent you. Know that you learn how to do faster and more efficiently by committing to do the task you're aiming to start. Thanks. Also, don't forget, please feel free to give me feedback. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Like, give me the goods, the bads, the uglies, the beautifuls. You know, share it with people who you think need to see this. Honestly, I'm really excited about this mastermind coming up. I'm really thinking you're gonna be pumped. I'm getting more pumped thinking about it because I know all the business conferences I've been to before, and they were revolutionary for me. And I'm thinking about the books I've read that have added so much value to who I am, and many other people, not just myself. So I'm very excited, very excited. Y'all have a good day. Take it easy. See you again soon.